In the yesterday's class, we had discussion about SQL. What happened? No voice? How this is possible? I got reply of good morning. Now better? Okay. So let us start our session. Yesterday, we were having discussion about the join operation. Apart from the join operation, definitely the discussion was all about subquery. Apart from the subquery, the discussion was available regarding transaction management system. In the category of join operation, we have done with cross join, left join, right join, inner join. These are the operations that we have already done. Only one special case of join is pending. And apart from that, the only thing that is pending is called self-join operation. So without wasting time, it will be good to start the session. And I have multiple MySQL command line clients open. Now only one. Okay. In which database I am? So if I wanted to check in which database I am right now, the query is available. Select database. I am available in SB101, block number 25. And one table was product table, one table was category table. Let me give you a quick recalling regarding the join operations. When I was talking about the join operation, the very first thing, the join operation is used to fetch record from more than one table. Broadly, we used to talk about the 5 types of join operation. The very first type of join operation is called cross join operation. Second is called inner join operation. Third is called left join operation. Fourth is called right join operation. And the fifth is called self join operation. Among all these join operations, if we are talking about the cross join, then cross join is considered as father of all join operations. What is the behavior of cross join is? The default behavior of the cross join is it actually used to add all the degrees. But on the other hand, if we are talking about cardinality, then definitely cardinality of the table is getting multiplied. Practical example, or you can say that utility of join is of cross join operation is minimal. Almost you are not going to use it anywhere, but all other join operations, whether it is inner join, left join, right join, you will find that cross join is containing data for every type of join, and that's why it is considered as father of all the join operations. Then the syntax is available. Select column list from left table, cross join, right table, or you can write down select column list from left table, comma, right table. Both the things you can write down. So here you can see that one of the table is available such that name of the table is called category. One more is available such that name of the table is called product table. In the category table, we are having 2 columns. The first column is called cat underscore ID and second column is called cat underscore name. Second is called product table. In the product table, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total 5 columns are available. If I'm talking about the initial join operation, so for example, let's say first, it will be good to view the data. So we are writing select star from category, and after select star from category, we are writing select star from product. So you can see that total 5 entries are available into the category table and total 6 entries are available into the product table. Here, if you wanted to apply the cross join, then definitely to apply the cross join, the query has to be, for example, select star from. Name of the very first table is called category. Then we have to write down cross join, and definitely we have to perform cross join with the table product. As you can see in the result, if we are talking about the number of columns, then definitely you will say number of columns are 2 plus 5. This is going to be 7. If I'm talking about the total number of rows, then the total number of rows is 30. That is 6 into 5. So in case of the cross join operation, we have seen that degree of the table is getting added. But on the other hand, if I'm talking about the cardinality of the table, then definitely the cardinality of the table is getting multiplied. So this is the first behavior that is verified. Then if I'm talking about the next thing, that is called the inner join operation. The inner join operation is used to fetch common entries from the participating table. So what is the mean of common entries is, if I'm talking about the category table, then you can see Or by looking at the product table, you can see that, sir, out of the 5 entries, first 4 entries are participating into the product table. Similarly, in case of product table, out of total 6 entries, first 5 entries are related to category table. So what we can answer in this condition? The thing that we can answer in this condition is, sir, that out from the category table, 4 records are there, they are participating. From the product table, out of 6, 5 records are participating. So if I'm going to apply the inner join, because inner join is used to fetch all the common entries or all the participating entries, so in the result, I'm going to have total 5 records. Getting my point for inner join? Everyone, please respond. This is just a quick revision. Oh, only 2 or 3 replies. Seems like better to skip the revision and come to the next topic. Well, so syntax is available here. We have to write down select column list from left table, inner join, right table on. Then we have to write down that left table dot column name equal to right table dot column name. Left table, right table, you can change anywhere. There is no problem. Syntax is perfectly okay for you. In case of inner join, it doesn't make any difference. So for example, let's say if I'm writing select star. After select star, then let's say I'm writing from for name of the table. That I'm writing is category table. After the category table, I am writing inner join. After inner join, I am writing product table. Then I am writing the on clause. Into the on clause, I am writing that category dot cat underscore id equal to. Then we are writing product dot category underscore id semicolon. And then I am hitting enter. Actually, spelling mistake in the query. Instead of category, by mistake, I have written category. Okay, semicolon. So here you can see that total number of records available are 5, and all the matching entries are here. From the category table, you will find that housekeeping goods. This is not available from the category table. Similarly, in case of product table, if I'm talking about the footwear, then footwear is a product that is not available here. So what is the concept of inner join? I hope this is okay for you. Yes or no? Yes, it is. Now the question arises how they are asking the question. So how they are asking the question, let me come to directly the join operation and see how exactly they are asking the question. So line number 453, you can see it is writing write query to apply cross join on both tables. Direct question. Line number 454, write query to display all records from category and product table that has matching entries only. I have written here hint, but definitely you can see that when I am talking about the matching entry, then definitely matching entry is something that is related to inner join operation. Let me come to the next case, line number 455. It says, write query to display all records from category and product table that has any matching entry, including all categories. So this time by looking at line number 455, can we say that we are talking about all entries from the category table plus matching entries from both the tables? Yes or no? Yes, it is. And in this condition, definitely we have to talk about the next type of join. The next type of join operation is referred as left join. And you can compare the syntaxes also. The syntax of the, excuse me, you can compare the syntax also. The syntax of the inner join and the syntax of left join. It is available in front of you. Please match if they are same. Please match. So can we say that only instead of inner join, we have to use left join? Rest everything is same. Yes, it is. So if you remember even a single syntax, then definitely remaining syntaxes are automatically remembered to you. remaining syntaxes are automatically remembered to you. So for example, this time I am writing select star from category instead of inner join. We have to talk about left join on category dot cat underscore id equal to product dot category underscore id. This time, if I'm talking about the category table, then from the category table you can say that all the 5 entries are available. But if I'm talking about product table, then in case of product table you can see that footwear is not available. Is that okay? Clear everybody? How the left join operation is working? Yes, it is. Similarly, we have the next type of join operation. The next type of join operation is called right join operation. Take a look at the question. The question is, write query to display all records from category and product table that has any matching entries, including all products. So this time we are talking about all the product. So same question can be done using left join also, or if you wanted to do the same question using right join, then you can do the same job also. Just one thing. You can see if I'm comparing the syntax of left join and right join, then just by comparing the syntax of the left join and right join, again you can see that everything is same except for the difference that instead of left operator or instead of left keyword, we are using right keyword. Is that clear? So isn't it very reasonable to say that if you remember the syntax of any single join operation, then definitely everything is easy for you. It is. So join is something that is very easy. Join is something that is actually very easy. So now you can see one pointer, write a query to display all records. So this time, again, nothing special. I have to write down almost the same query. And while writing the same query, instead of left join, we have to talk about right join operation. Please check. Do we have all the products? Do we have all the products? But one category is not available. That is housekeeping goods. So this is called your right join operation. Now let me come to next query. Line number 457. It actually says write query to find category name, product name, MRP for all product such that include only those products whose price is more than 1000.00. First of all, everybody see, write query to find category name, product name, comma MRP for all product such that include only those product whose price is more than 1000.00. So this time, how exactly you need to write down the query? Definitely from name of the first table is going to be category table, and definitely you can apply, let's say, because it is talking about all the products. So if it is talking about all the product, then will it be good to apply right join operation? Yes or no? Yes, it is. And again, we have to mention that category dot cat underscore id should be same as product dot category underscore id. Now, final thing is all about applying the condition. And definitely, if you wanted to apply the condition, then to apply the condition, you can write down that MRP should be more than 1000.0. MRP should be more than 1000.0. So, can you see all the entries? The price is more than 1000.0. Yes or no? Okay. Now let me come to again same trick. The trick that I told you to remember the order of query execution. The order of query execution actually says, the order of execution actually says, from June we gonna have salary doubled. If I'm talking about the from, then definitely from is from. Then the next operation that is going to be executed is join operation. After join operation, the third thing that is going to be executed is where condition. Group by is not there, having is not there. The next code that is going to be executed will be select statement. So can you see from join, where and select? Four parts are there that will be executed in this query. Clear? Yes, it is. Now let me talk about the second case. How you can write down the same query in an efficient manner. This query is perfectly okay, no problem. But if I'm talking about writing this query into a better manner, then definitely to write down the same query into the better manner. Category name, product name, MRP, from category, right join product on. This time, instead of using where clause, you can see that using and operator with the join, I am writing the same query. So let me copy this query, coming here, right click, and I am hitting enter. Okay, sorry, it was actually the case of right join. That's why it is creating problem, because we are getting all the records in case of right join. But okay. Second thing that I wanted to write down, let's say, once let me change the situation to the inner join. Once let me change the situation to inner join. What is the main mantra that I wanted to say you? For example, let's say that if there is inner join operation available, and with the inner join operation, if you wanted to merge a condition, with the inner join operation, if you wanted to merge a condition, then don't you think that it is a better way? And why it is a better way? Because at the time of applying join operation, your records will be filtered. Getting my point? But on the other hand, in case of the previous query, you can see that actually you have to write down the where clause separately. So there is a separate execution. Both queries are okay. On CP platform, they are having same meaning. But what is the difference in the terms of performance? This is what I have already told you. So this is what next join operation is. Then there is one more example available. There is one more example available. Write query to apply inner join on following table. Can you see that name of the first table is customer? In the customer table, we have CID, CNAME, date of birth, and address. Second query is available account query. In the account query, account number, balance, opening date, as well as CID. So this time, if I'm looking at the table structure for the first two, can I say that CID is working as primary key in the customer table, but the CID is working as foreign key into the account table? Yes or no? Yes, it is. That's good. Then similarly, if I'm talking about the account and the transaction table, then in case of the account and the transaction table, you can see that account number is working as primary key in the account table, but the same column is working as foreign key into the transaction table. Make sense, everybody? Yes, it is. So for example, everybody, let's say that I am writing here, select star from. If I'm talking about name of the first table, then definitely name of the first table is customer. Then I'm writing inner join. Inner join should be done on account. Then we are writing on operation. Into the on operation, we are writing that customer.cid should be same as account.cid. So right now, can I say that first two tables I have joined? Yes. And definitely in the result, there will be a table. If I'm talking about result of this join operation, then result of this join operation will be a table that is containing all columns from customers plus all columns from accounts plus whatever matching entries are available there. So overall, can I say result of this join operation will be a table in itself? Yes or no? Yes, it is. And if I'm talking about the table generated by this query, it will have account number also. Make sense? Definitely, it will have account number. And if the table generated here is having the account number, then see what I am writing. Again, I am writing here inner join. What table? Transaction table. On. We have to write down that account dot account number equal to transaction dot account number. Now getting my point? How to write down the join operations on multiple tables? Nothing special. Very simple it is. Very simple it is. Okay. Now I'm going to write down one more query, and in this query, actually See, first, let me write down the query. I think it will be good for all us. This time, this time, I am using column table aliasing also. This time, I am using table aliasing also. So while writing the table aliasing, first of all, don't you think that this syntax is comparatively better? Instead of writing long table name, if I am aliasing the table, customer should be known with the name C, account should be alias to the new name A, transaction should be alias to the new name T. So definitely writing is comparatively easier, as well as reading the code is also somewhat that is better. So you can do the aliasing also, no problem. Apart from this, next thing that I am telling you. So for example, let's say everybody, I am talking about some certain column. First column I am writing c.cid. Next column I am writing is c.cname. Third column, let's say I am writing is account number. Fourth column I am writing is, let's say, balance. Fifth column that I am writing is, let's say, CID. And next column that I am writing is, for example, transaction date. This is the one query that I have written. I don't think there will be any problem to anyone in this query. Is that query clear to everyone? Now, can you write down this type of queries? Okay, that's good. Now, simple thing, line number 469. In line number 469, there are 3 errors. Can you tell me what errors are there? Line number 469. There are 3 errors. I started receiving some suggestions, and definitely this is good. Actually, yes, many of you spotted right. Actually, the problem is that if I'm talking about the CID column, CID column is available in the customer also. CID column is available into the account also. So definitely your SQL will get confused here. It will not be able to figure out that CID column to be fetched from which table. And the same story is going to be repeated for account number also. Getting my point? Slight correction. The same problem will be there for account number also. Is that clear, everybody? What is the problem? Actually, for account number, there are 2 choices available. For the CID, again, 2 choices are available. So whenever you are finding yourself in such a condition, then explicitly you have to mention from which table you wanted to fetch the ambiguous column. Getting my point? Yes, it is. There will be no problem in the CNAME because CNAME is not ambiguous. Balance is not ambiguous. Transaction date is not ambiguous. Which column is ambiguous? One of the column that is ambiguous is CID, and second column that is ambiguous is account number. And whenever you are finding, then definitely, no problem. Now, simple logic. If I'm talking about the execution, the very first thing that is going to be executed is from clause. Yes or no? After from clause, next thing going to be executed is join clause. Yes, it is. And after join clause, then the third thing that is going to be executed is select clause. Clear my point? So can I say whatever aliasing I am doing into the join, that aliasing will be available to the select statement also. Make sense? So always remember the trick. From June, we're gonna have salary doubled. Okay. That trick is going to be a savior for you. It has been savior for me multiple times, and it helps you write down the query in a proper manner also. This is, you can say, kind of Brahmastra whenever you are going to write SQL queries. Okay. So this thing is done. Now we are heading toward the last type of join operations. And the last type of join operation is actually self join operation. Whenever we are talking about the case of the self join operation, so in case of the self join operation, we have to talk about one concept. The concept is actually referred as self referential foreign key. The concept is referred as self referential foreign key. If I'm talking about this concept of self referential foreign key, then simple. See, for example, let's say If I'm talking about the table soldier, if I'm talking about one table, name of the table is soldier. Into the soldier table, you can see that first column is available soldier ID, second column is available soldier name, third column is available soldier age, and fourth column is also available, that is called colonel ID. But practically, if I'm talking about colonel, so definitely we can say that colonel is a soldier in itself. Yes or no? Yes, it is. Similarly, it is very much like manager is an employee in itself. Yes, it is. So definitely, if I'm talking about kernel ID, then kernel ID must take value from soldier ID column. Yes or no? Or it can take value null. If somebody is at the topmost position, then can we say that it is going to have the value null? Yes, it is. So overall soldier ID is available. Kernel ID is available. So this time you can see into the table, kernel ID is working as a foreign key, such that this foreign key is actually referring to the primary key column of the same table. That's why it is called self-referential foreign key. Concept clear? So can I say the self-referential foreign key is a foreign key column that refer to primary key or unique key column of same table. Now clear? The self-referential foreign key column refer to primary key or unique key column of the same table, not to the different table. If primary key and foreign key both are in the same table, then it is the case of self-referential foreign key. Now clear? So this time, soldier ID is the primary key column, kernel ID is the foreign key column, and the kernel ID, that is the foreign key column, it is referring to the primary key column of the same table. That's why this is the case of self-referential foreign key. So the very first thing that I'm writing is, we have to write down create table. What is the name of the table? Name of the table is soldier. Let us talk about the column detail. The column detail is, first thing we have to write down is soldier ID varchar for primary key. Second thing that we have to write down is soldier name varchar 4. Third parameter we are writing is soldier age. The next parameter is available, that is called kernel ID varchar 4. Now because I wanted to make the same column foreign key, then to make the same thing as a foreign key, we have to write down constraint. Then definitely constraint name, you can write down any constraint name, you can write down any. Then we have to write down foreign key. What is the name of the foreign key column? Name of the foreign key column is kernel ID. Thereafter, we are writing here references to which table it is going to refer. Sir, it is going to refer to the soldier table. Into the soldier table, to which column it will refer? It will refer to soldier ID. Please read the query, particularly line number 485. Is that okay? Shall I proceed? So this is what actually self-referential foreign key is. Copy, coming here, copy, coming here, right click, hitting enter. So, okay, soldiers are there. It will be good to insert some values, and I'm inserting some values. The only problem that I did is my table name is soldier, and in the insert query, I'm writing soldiers. Select query is also executed. See, can I say S002 and S003, they work under the supervision of same kernel that is having employee ID or soldier ID S001. Similarly, if I'm talking about S005, then S005, that is FGH. It is working under the supervision of kernel DEF, whose soldier ID is S004. Yes or no? Yes, it is. That's great. That's great. That's great. Now going to the next part. Now going to the next part. So let me write down the case. Line number 495. Please read the question. Line number 495. Please read the question. Write query to display soldier name along with the kernel name. Write query to display soldier name along with the kernel name. So this time directly kernel name is not available. True or false? Directly kernel name is not available. Okay, so how to solve this query? How to solve this query? Try to understand. See, I'm writing here from soldier S. This time S is actually referring to soldier table from soldier side only. Then I'm writing inner join operation, and inner join again I am applying on the same table soldier. So this time, can I say S is a table that is referring for simple soldier and C is a table that is actually referring for kernel? Can I say this thing? It is self join operation. The same table you have to use with two different names, or the same table you have to use with two different perspectives. Okay, then what is the condition? Then you will say that sir, condition is going to be, if I'm talking about kernel ID of the soldier, then definitely kernel ID of the soldier should be same as soldier ID of the kernel. Yes or no? Kernel ID of the soldier should be same as soldier ID of the kernel. Make sense? Yes, it is. Now what I wanted to find out, I wanted to display soldier name and kernel name. Because I wanted to display soldier name and kernel name, so you will say, sir, soldier name is also going to be soldier name and kernel name is also going to be under the column heading soldier name. Yes or no? Don't you think this is going to be a case of ambiguity? Soldier name is available from table S also, and soldier name is available from table C also. Is that clear? So we have to use table aliasing. So if we are writing S dot soldier name, it should be displayed with the heading that is soldier name, and C dot kernel name. It should be displayed with the heading that is called kernel name. Please check the query. Please check the query. Seems okay. Shall I execute? Please find and cross check the result. Right, it is. So inner join is, so self join is actually nothing. It is a kind of inner join in itself, or it is a kind of actually a join operation in which you can use inner join, left join, right join, whatever join you wanted to use. But the only thing is that the left table and the right table, they are the same. Yes or no? Yes, it is. Okay. So this is what actually your inner join operation is. For you bonus, I'm writing one more query. Write a query to display COL kernel name whose or you can say write a query to display and display kernel names such that a kernel must have at least two soldiers under his supervision. Query clear? What we have to do? We have to display all the kernel names such that kernel must have at least two soldiers under his supervision. Okay. So here, first of all, how many soldiers a kernel has? To find out this thing, I have to apply inner join. Yes or no? So writing the query in front of you, I'm writing from soldier S, inner join soldier C on. Again, we have to write down that s dot call underscore id equal to c dot call underscore id. Okay. If I'm talking about this join operation, then definitely in case of this join operation, I will have a table such that in the table all the 8 entries will be available. For the sake of your explanation, let's say that I am writing select star once and I'm executing this query. I'm not saying this is the complete answer. I'm not saying this is the complete answer, but this is just for the sake of your clarity. So can you see that entire table is available for us such that in this table, if I'm talking about total number of columns, then the total number of columns are 8. And here, you will also find out one more thing, that if we are talking about the soldier ID is available, soldier name is available, kernel ID is available, kernel name is available. What I wanted to display? I wanted to display only kernel name. I wanted to display only kernel name. So if I'm talking about displaying the kernel name only, in this condition, can I say that I have to include only those whose kernel ID is null? Yes or no? Getting my point? I have to filter out only those employees, or you can say those soldiers whose kernel ID is null. Now see the magic. For example, let's say here if you are writing where clause and into the where clause you are, let's say, writing that c dot call underscore id is null. Call dot c underscore id is null. Copy. Coming here, right click, hitting enter. Same table is getting repeated. Yes or no? Same table is getting repeated. Yes, it is. Okay, let me change the situation. For example, let's say if I'm writing here c dot sol soldier underscore name. It was sol underscore name, I think. If I'm writing this query only, then in case of this query, how many records I am having? How many records I am having? 3. How many soldiers, how many kernels are there? Those who are having 2 soldiers under it, only one, that is ABC. Yes or no? Yes, it is. So in this condition, can I write down count star also? Let's say that if I'm writing count star also, then the count star is going to work as soldier count. Now let me try to run this query. Okay, group by is missing. So definitely this time, if I'm talking about the group by operation, then I have to perform grouping on the behalf of soldier name also. Please check. Am I going on the right track? Yes, it is. So finally, I have to filter out the group level because I have to perform the group level filtering. So definitely I have to use the having clause, and into the having clause, I need to write down that count star must be more than or equal to 2. Copy, then right click, hitting enter. Am I on the correct track? Answer verified. How many of you are getting slightly scared with this query? Type 1 on chat. Many of you. Many of you. Okay. First thing. First thing. Any complexity in this query or any topic that is not covered so far? No, everything is covered. And as you can see that after writing the question, I have written the query step by step. First part, second part, third part, fourth part, then merge everything. And then only I think you are able to understand 40-50% part of this query. Yes or no? Same practice you have to follow also. At the time of writing the query, you have to follow the exactly same practice, then you will be definitely 100% successful. And in a single query, you can see that we have used group by also, we have used join operation also, we have used aggregate, non-aggregate functions also. Such kind of queries are very commonly used, and you will find that they are also asked in your placements also as well as in your examinations also. So I think that's all for SQL. This file again will be shared to you because today actually I give you a revision, and apart from giving you revision, particularly I had discussion about the self join operation. Now, one second. So join operations are also done. And with the completion of join operations, SQL is also completed. Okay, simple question. How many of you are used to watch the pre-class video? Honest replies only. Those who are used to watch the pre-class videos, type 1 on chat. Honest reply only. Approximately in the starting of the 2 digits, 15 students maximum. Partial, 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 partial. Hmm, 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 hmm. So, those who have watched the previous video of yesterday, did you find the topic of index in that? Yesterday, day 7 pre-class. Yes. Very less number of replies clearly shows that very less people are watching pre-class. Very less number of people are watching pre-class. And if you remember the day 1 announcement, then in the day 1 announcement, I already cleared it. That may be possible. Some of the very small topics we can cover in the pre-class, and these topics will not be discussed in the live session. And this thing happened to you already in the topic generic. Day 1, topic number 1, generic was directly skipped. We were directly on the topic of contravariance and covariance. So the same story is repeated today. Index is a topic that is thoroughly covered in the pre-class. It was completely recorded in my supervision. All the examples were there. You are advised to compulsorily cover that topic from the pre-class of day 7. Getting my point? Everyone, pre-class is compulsory. In every aspirant, you will find 1 or 2 topics that are covered in the pre-class. And topics are small, topics are important. And if they are only thoroughly covered in the pre-class, then only I am not discussing in the live session. Otherwise, definitely they will be discussed. Okay. Those who have watched the pre-class of video yesterday, I think you can easily say that there was practical example available. Same table ST was available. Select query was there. First of all, using explain with the select query, the result was shown to you. Then after applying the index, what is the improvement that is also shown to you. Anybody here who actually observed this thing in the yesterday's pre-class? Yes. Few scholars are writing the responses. Few scholars are writing the responses. May be possible in the evaluation. You may find some questions from index also. So you are getting my head. Rest is your decision. All the best for your exam. So it is 12:18. The next topic is all about again coming back to Java. And before actually coming back to Java, just a additional break of 2 minutes for you. Welcome back after the short break. Now, shall I start? Next topic, JDBC. My God, again very less number of responses. What happened, batch? Not in the mood to study or something else. So, first of all, I would love to congratulate you for this topic JDBC because in the entire SB 101 in the Java part, this is the easiest topic and high scoring topic. Yesterday, your marks were released on the LMS. I think you are aware about this thing. Yes or no? If not available, if not aware, then you can cross check your marks and do not wanted to discuss too much about this thing. You know the reason. So, especially particularly, a clear warning is for the cases of plagiarism. Please be aware, we are having a close eye. So, might be possible that you may receive some emails or some information. Coming back. So, JDBC, see what exactly JDBC is so far. The project that you have created in JA111, if you have worked on the project, then I think you have seen that initially, as your project is starting up, the very first thing is you need to deserialize everything from the file that is containing all information about whatever your project structure is, or you can say whatever be your project entities are. For example, let's say that you are talking about product, category, order, and customer. Then what you used to do, you need to keep every information serialized in the form in a file. As your project is getting started, you are deserializing everything, filling all the information in the data structure, and during execution of your project, you are keep updating everything into your collection data structure. Once you are going to close your project, so at the time of closing, we used to serialize the updated data structure into the file. I hope you have done this job in Construct Week JA111. Hmm, that's good. Those who have done well and good, those who have done well and good, it was something that is extremely important. And now, so last time actually when you were working with the file operation, then definitely you will find that sir, this practice is good when we are having very small number of objects. But let's say that we are having number of customers 10,000, number of product 20,000, number of categories 40, and number of orders, let's say 1 lakh. Will it be possible to keep all the objects into the RAM? Will it be possible to deserialize and keep all the objects into the RAM? Definitely no. Your program is going to be extremely slow and your program is ultimately not going to work. This is the main thing that we have. And after learning database management system in the last sprint or in the current sprint, don't you think that it will be great if we can keep all the information in the database? Because if we keep all information in the database, then we are having n number of advantages. What are the n number of advantages? First of all, there is no need to perform any serialization and deserialization because all the data is already available in the database. Yes, it is. Second, last time what you were doing, first of all, you are deserializing. Once deserialization is done, everything is in the RAM. Now, whatever operation you are doing, they are actually performing in the RAM, not into your file. When you are exiting your project, then you are performing serialization. So can I say that whatever changes you are doing and whatever data available in the file, they are not synchronized? Yes or no? Especially during the execution of the project. The information that is available in file and whatever real-time state of your objects in the project is, it was not synchronized. In file still all data is available until you are closing the project, until you are serializing. But on the other hand, if you are using database, then definitely in case of database, if you wanted to add a new record, you need to fire the insert query. If you wanted to delete a record, you need to fire the delete query. If you wanted to modify the record, you need to fire the update query. If you wanted to view the record, then even to view the record, select statement is available with a huge number of varieties that is going to help you a lot. Yes or no? Such that you can fetch entire data according to your choice. You can apply a number of filtrations and no need to keep your RAM unnecessarily heavy. Getting my point? Yes or no? Everyone, please respond. If everything is available in the database, searching operation will be very easy. Yes. Sorting operation will be very easy. Yes. Apart from that, we can apply group by also. We can fetch data from multiple entities. Concept of subquery is also available. DML statements are also available. So overall, if you are anyhow able to connect your project to your database management system, then definitely you will be able to create a much scalable project that is easy to maintain also. Agree? Yes, it is. Everyone, agree? Hurry up, put your response. You can write one on chat also. If yes is something long to type. Yes. And JDBC is here to help you to achieve the same. So what exactly the JDBC is? JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity. JDBC is a Java API to connect and execute query with the database. JDBC is a Java API to connect and execute the query within the database. So for example, let's say one side you are having Java application, one side you are having database. If you wanted to actually perform communication among both, then definitely to perform communication among both, you have to use JDBC. So can I say that JDBC is a kind of middleman between your Java application and your database? Yes or no? Simple one. That's good. So whenever we are talking about the JDBC, how to make connection, etc., everything I will talk to you. Don't worry. I will give you a proper example also. So first of all, JDBC driver is a software component that actually enables Java application to interact with the database. JDBC driver is a software component that enables Java application to interact with the database. A JDBC driver make it possible to do three things. The very first thing is establish the connection with the data source. Second, send the query and update statement to the data source. Theoretical discussion it is, but just try to understand one thing. Very first, Java is a programming language. Can we expect that Java will understand SQL? Java is a programming language. Can we expect Java should understand SQL? Definitely no. Definitely no. So don't you think that if I am writing some SQL statements in Java project, then it is responsibility of JDBC to transport these SQL query from Java application to database? Make sense? Yes, it is. Now, for example, let's say that query. There are broadly two possibilities. Your query is going to be either DML statement or your query is going to be a DRL statement. If your query is actually a DML statement, then in case of DML statement, whatever changes are there, definitely the changes are there in the database only. And what actually your Java application can expect as a result of DML query, what your Java application can expect. Practically, if there is no result, still no problem. But if we can get how many number of records are inserted or updated or deleted, then it will be a good thing because it is going to be ultimately an integer result. Yes, it is. Once again, let me repeat the situation. For example, let's say you have provided one insert statement in the Java application and your JDBC is directly taking this insert statement providing to database. Now your database management system is running this query, and once the database management system is running this query, as a result, database management system will provide integer value, that is the total number of records inserted to JDBC, and JDBC will transfer the same result to Java application. So definitely by checking this number, can we make sure whether the insert query is successful or not, or how many records are getting inserted? Yes, it is. Case number two. For example, let's say there is a select statement available. So JDBC is taking the select statement from Java application, transporting the same to to the database. Database is executing the same, but this time we wanted to display something on the Java side also. So this time an object of result set will be created, and that object will be provided to Java programming. If in a Java programming you are getting an object, then definitely you can perform some operations also. Yes or no? Overall, from the select query, you are going to receive an object. So now from this thing, I think you are getting slight understanding that how JDBC is actually taking the SQL statement to database, and from the database, it is getting the result that you can interpret in Java programming also. Is that clear? So now the thing that how to connect to database, and definitely multiple different databases are available. One of the database that we are using is MySQL. Oracle is also available. Postgre is also available. Ingres is also available. Lot of databases are available. Now, how to decide to which database you wanted to connect? So in our case, definitely we will say MySQL. Rest is subjected to demand of the client. Rest is subjected to demand of the client. So the situation is that you are having one programming language Java. That programming language must be capable to connect to n number of different databases. Yes or no? Definitely that language must be capable to connect to n number of different databases. Now the problem is that right now, let's say for example, in the market 18 or 20 different type of databases are available. If your Java, let's say that whatever be the version, it is capable to connect all the 18 or 20 databases. Now in the market, some 21st number database or a new database is available. Now what should you do? Should you update your Java version to connect to this 21st database? The answer is no need to do anything. The answer is no need to do anything. And how exactly the situation is maintained, just try to understand. Java actually says a lot of databases are available. If I am able to contain the library for every database, then definitely your JVM will be very much heavy. Yes or no? If you are putting the code to connect to all the different type of databases in the JVM, then definitely your JVM is going to be extremely heavy. Make sense? Yes, it is. So actually what JVM decides? JVM says a very simple thing. I am not able to connect to any specific database. JVM says I am not able to connect to any specific database. But if I wanted to connect to MySQL database, then additional third-party library is available to connect to MySQL database. If I wanted to connect to Oracle database, then a third-party library is available to connect to Oracle database. If I wanted to connect to Postgre database, then definitely a third-party library is available to connect to Postgre database management system. So this time, can I say that JVM itself is not containing anything to connect to specific database? Everything we have to take from the third-party libraries or the external libraries. First pointer clear? Definitely. With the help of third-party library, it is feasible. And if there is some 21st number database available, then no need to worry. Some external jar file has to be released by the database vendor. And using this third-party library or using this external library, your Java application again will be able to connect to this 21st database. So now clear that why do I not need to update my JVM version? Because everything takes place from the third-party library. Make sense, everybody? If this discussion is clear to all, type 1 on chat. Hurry up, everyone. I do not want repeated names. That's good. Now, second question arises that, sir, if different libraries are available, then definitely there are chances of portability issue, because every library is having their own different classes. Every library is having their own different interfaces. So if I am going to use the same in my project, and in future, let's say currently I am using MySQL database, but in future if I wanted to migrate my project from MySQL to Oracle, then definitely it will be a huge problem for me. Yes or no? Yes, it is. And database porting is something very normal operation. Database porting is something very normal operation. So actually Java provide you solution for this also. Did you remember the concept of interface? Did you remember the concept of interface? Please tell me. Yes, it is. And if I'm talking about interface, then interface is used to define the contract only, not implementation. Remember, if you are writing something in the interface, then you say that I want this. How to do this, that I don't know. How to do this, that I don't know. This is the pointer that actually I wanted to say you. So Java actually follow the same strategy. What exactly JVM did? JVM defined a package. The name of the package is called java.sql package. Within the java.sql package, it defined a lot of interfaces such that these interfaces are containing the method that define rules regarding operating on the database. But implementation of these rules has to be done by the third party library. Like, can you see there is one thing available connection? This one? Yes, it is. If I'm talking about the connection, then can you see this is an interface? Yes. Similarly, if I'm talking about next interface, let's say name of the interface is called statement interface. It is used to transport SQL query from Java application to database. One more interface is available. The name of the interface is called prepared statement. The prepared statement is used to transfer SQL query to database, but slightly in a different manner. Similarly, there is one more interface available. Name of the interface is called result set interface. So can you see that java.sql package is talking in the terms of interfaces only, not implementation? Yes or no? Can I say that java.sql package is actually dealing in the interfaces only? It is not writing any implementation. And because everything is defined in the terms of interfaces, so let's say that I wanted to write down a third party library to connect Java application to the MySQL database. Then I have to write down implementation of java.sql package according to MySQL. Now there is one more developer available. Let's say that name of the developer is Sanjay. The developer Sanjay says that I wanted to write down the third party library or external library to connect Java application to the Oracle. Then again, he has to write down the implementation of java.sql package according to Oracle platform. Let's say there is one more developer available. Name of the developer is, let's say, Abhiroop. Abhiroop says that I wanted to write down an external library to connect Java application to Postgre database. So again, Abhiroop has to write down the implementation of java.sql package, but for Postgre. So can I say that for a single set of interface, there are multiple implementations available according to specific database? Yes or no? Everyone, please update your response. This discussion is extremely important. Everyone's participation is required. If you are understanding well, then type 1 on chat. Do not be frugal in this. Very less number of responses. Okay, then. So right now you are able to understand that java.sql package is actually defining only guidelines. It is defining only contract. It is defining only interfaces. For every specific type of database, different implementation will be there. Now, let's say we are having a developer, name of the developer, let's say I am writing Anand. Anand wanted to connect to MySQL database, but Anand is very smart. He is not using any of the specific class that is written by Kapil. He is writing entire code using the interfaces. Now, what is the advantage that Anand is availing? In future, if Anand wanted to migrate his project from MySQL to Oracle, then Anand will say, I do not have to make any changes in my code. I just have to change the internal library. So database porting is not an issue if you are writing entire code using java.sql package, not according to its specific implementation. Getting my point? If this discussion, the entire discussion is clear to all, then write one on chat. If there is any repetition required, please write repeat on chat. Few scholars are facing difficulty. Let me again use Notepad. Let me again use Notepad. See, what is the problem? Just actually I am summarizing in a quick session. There is one thing available Java. There is one thing available that is called database. And definitely, if you wanted to perform communication between the Java and the database, then you have to use JDBC. This pointer clear to all? That JDBC is used to perform communication between the Java and the database. But if I'm talking about the databases, then in case of databases, we are having n number of varieties available. Like we are having one database available that is called MySQL. Similarly, we are having database available that is called Oracle. One more database is available that is called, let's say that Postgres. One more database is available. The name of the database is called Ingres database. Similarly, there is one database available called Sybase. One database is available. Let's say I am calling MongoDB. Yet MongoDB is an NoSQL database. But okay, better to remove this. Okay, 5 types of databases I have listed in front of you. Dot 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 etc. So say that we have 20 different databases. Okay. Now the thing is that, sir, if you wanted to connect the Java application to these 20 different databases, everybody is having their own demand. Everybody is having their own demand. So for example, let's say I'm talking about the developer Kapil. Kapil wants to connect his Java application to, let's say that the database that is MySQL. Kapil wanted to connect his Java application to MySQL. One more developer is available, Ritik. Ritik wanted to connect his Java application to the next database that is called Oracle database. Now, there is one more developer available. Name of the developer I am writing is Sanjay. Sanjay wanted to connect the Java application to new database. The name of the database that I am writing is Postgres. One more developer is available. Let's say Sakshi. Sakshi wanted to connect the Java developer to new database. The name of the new database is called Sybase. So definitely it seems like that Java is supporting connection to all the different type of databases. Answer is yes, but the answer is no. Why the answer is yes and no both? If I'm talking about the JVM, then definitely does not have JVM does not have library to connect to any specific database in itself. JVM does not have this thing. JVM does not have library to connect to any specific database in itself. All connection work has to be handled by handled by external jar files. All connection related work has to be handled by external jar files. So for example, let's say that if Kapil wanted to connect his Java application to MySQL database, so Kapil has to use MySQL connector jar file. Kapil has to use MySQL connector jar file. Similarly, the next developer that is Ritik is available. If Ritik wanted to connect his project to Oracle database, then definitely he has to use Oracle connector jar file. On the same track, the third thing is available. Let's say that Sanjay wanted to connect to next database that is called the Postgre database. So he has to actually use another jar file. The name of the jar file is called Postgres jar file. None of the library is part of JVM. You have to download all these jar files from the internet and you have to attach to your project separately. This point clear, everyone? So far, every discussion is clear? Yes or no? Yes, it is. Still, if anybody want repetition, please write repeat on chat. Still, if anybody want repetition, please write repeat on chat. Seems everything okay this time. Seems everything okay this time. Okay. Yes. So overall, the thing is that now actually second question arises. Kapil is connecting his application to MySQL. Also, for example, let's say in year 2023, Kapil is using MySQL is database. Then it comes year 2026. Kapil actually wants to migrate from MySQL to, let's say that Oracle. So this time, don't you think that first thing that Kapil has to change is the connecting file? Yes or no? The very first thing that Kapil has to change is the connecting file. But now the question is arises that, sir, earlier you were using MySQL connector jar. All the implementation that was using of MySQL connector, all the classes that you are using are defined in MySQL connector. All the interfaces that you are using were defined in MySQL connector. So just apart from changing the jar file, Kapil has to make changes in lot of codes also. Yes or no? Make sense, everybody? First thing, Kapil has to change the jar file to Oracle jar file. Then I am writing about the statement number 2. Statement number 2 is that Kapil has to update in code also. Kapil has to update code also. He has to use classes and interfaces of Oracle connector file instead of MySQL. So if I'm talking about the statement number 1, then definitely statement number 1 is something that is 100% true. But if I'm talking about the statement number 2, it seems true. But the good news is that this statement is 100% false. But now the question arises that, sir, how this statement is 100% false? Or how exactly this is possible? Getting my point? What is the question now? Please respond, everyone. Clear? What is the question now? You are saying, you might asking that, sir, you are saying second statement is false, but how it is possible? We are using the third party library. In the third party library, whatever class, etc. available, we have to use them. But you are saying that no need to make changes in the code. How this is possible? So definitely answer is that Java is very smart. It says that I am having interfaces, and interfaces are used to define the contract, but not implementation. So for example, let's say that if I am defining some interface, so I am saying that I want this job to get done. How this job will be get done? This is not my headache. This will be provided by the implementing class. Yes or no? Everyone not comfortable with interface. What happened? Same scholar is writing one for two time, three time. Well, I cannot revise interface. I cannot revise interface. So how exactly this thing was achieved? Overall, the thing is that the java.sql package actually contains interfaces that are common for all common for all libraries, i.e. if I want to, or let's say that i.e. if Shishir want to write a library to write to connect to some new database management, some new DBMS. It will be good to write down some new DBMS. Let's say that name of some new DBMS I am calling is MongoDB. MongoDB. Then Shishir has to write down implementation of interfaces defined in java.sql package. The MySQL connector jar file also has implementation of the same package. Similarly, if I'm talking about the Oracle connector jar file, it is also having implementation of same package. If I'm talking about the Postgre connector jar file, it is also having implementation of same package. If I'm talking about the Ingress connector jar file, it is also having implementation of same package. So can I say all the different connector libraries, they are providing implementation of java.sql package? Yes or no? Yes, it is. Now, for example, let's say that Kapil has to write because, so I'm writing, so because Kapil has written entire code using interfaces of java.sql package. So if the underlying implementation is getting changed, still Kapil has no botheration because because he is not using any implementation specific class or interface in his code. So no need to make changes in code if database management system is changed. So much typing, but please do let me know. Now it is clear. And from this example, I think you understand what is the power of interfaces is. Still one doubt. Still one doubt. Just a simple thing. Just a simple thing. Once again, I am repeating, and this is my last repetition. Otherwise, please go and watch the recording. I have to write down the implementation also. This is my last repetition. JDBC is used to connect Java application to the database. But the problem is that we are having multiple types of underlying databases available. Based on the demand, every developer can use different database. Like I took the example, Kapil want to connect his Java application to MySQL. Ritik wanted to connect his Java application to Oracle. Sanjay wanted to connect his Java application to Postgre. Sakshi wanted to connect his Java application to Sybase. So this time, can I say that 4 different developers wanted to connect to 4 different databases? Yes, it is. But actually the case is that JVM says that if 20 type of databases are available, shall I contain implementation of all the 20 type of database connection? Practically it is impossible. Your JVM is going to be extremely heavy. So whatever the connection related libraries are there, they are written as external jar file or they are written separately from the JVM. Now what is the advantage? According to your database, whatever jar file you wanted to pick, you can pick. Is that clear? Till this part, is that clear? Okay. So now the thing is that definitely Kapil is going to use MySQL connector jar file. Ritik is going to use Oracle connector jar file. Sanjay is going to use Postgre connector jar file. And Sakshi is going to use Sybase connector jar file. The situation is that in the year 2023, Kapil is using MySQL database. Project is working very smooth, no problem. In the 2026, Kapil is getting demand from the client that please migrate the database from MySQL to Oracle. So this time, Kapil has to change the jar file to Oracle connector jar file. Perfect. Second number state, Kapil has to update code also. He has to use classes and interfaces of Oracle connector instead of MySQL. Answer is 100% false. And why the answer is 100% false? Because JVM is very smart. Because JVM is very smart, or you can say that JVM writers were very smart. They are ultimately finding that porting is a common task. And definitely if a developer is using implementation specific classes and interfaces in his code, then it will be very difficult to port. So what is the solution? They actually defined common set of classes and interfaces in java.sql package, and such that they told the MySQL connector jar file. It is containing implementation of all the interfaces and classes of java.sql package, but this implementation is written according to MySQL database. The Oracle connector jar file, this is also containing implementation of java.sql package, but this implementation is written according to Oracle database. The Postgre connector jar file, this is again an implementation of java.sql package, but the implementation is according to Postgre connector. Similarly, the Sybase connector, this is again an implementation of java.sql package. In future, let's say if there is any new database is available and if you wanted to write down connector for them, then you cannot write down connector directly. You have to write down in the form of implementation of java.sql package. So can I say implementation of java.sql package is written separately for every database management system? Make sense? Second thing. Second thing. Now the thing is that if Kapil wanted to port his code from MySQL to Oracle, or Kapil wanted to change his database from MySQL to Oracle, then practically definitely collector file has to be changed. But if Kapil is an experienced developer, then he must write all the code using the reference variable of interfaces and classes that is defined in java.sql package. So if I'm writing entire code using interfaces defined in java.sql package in 2023, these interfaces and implementing classes, these interfaces are using the implementing classes of MySQL database. If the database is getting changed, then the same interface will use implementation that is defined by Oracle connector. Getting my point? Overall, the thing is that if I am using interfaces, then what is the advantage? In future, if the underlying implementation is getting changed, still I do not have to make any change in the code. Getting my point? Everyone now clear? What is the advantage of defining java.sql package and what is the advantage of using java.sql package? I hope now it is clear for you. Still, if problem, then please refer to recording of the lecture. So this is overall mantra regarding the JDBC. A lot of text is written for you. This file will also be shared to you. This file will also be shared to you. So this time we are going to use one thing, that is MySQL connector library. And for the MySQL connector library, you have to download the connector file from the URL that I have pasted on chat also for you, because I think you are not capable to copy the URL, but you can click on the URL. You can click on the URL. Once you have clicked on the URL, you are available on this page. And in this page, can you see it is connector Java 8.0.32. Connector Java 8.0.32. Can you see there is an option available, list of operating system? From the list of operating system, what you have to select? Platform independent. After selecting platform independent, two options are available. You can download in the form of tar file or you can download in the form of zip file. Whatever format you like, you can use. Let's say that I am downloading in the form of zip file. Clear everybody? How to download this jar file? Everyone clear how to download this jar file? Yes or no? Okay. You have to download this jar file because this jar file is already available to me. No need to perform any double click installation, do nothing. In the downloads folder, this file is available for you. That is MySQL connector 8.0J. This file is available. Just do one thing, do the right click, and after doing the right click, extract the file. Just do the right click, and after doing the right click, just do one thing, extract this file. Getting my point? Once the extraction is done, within the downloads folder, you will find that there is a folder available. The name of the folder is called MySQL connector J. Open this folder. Once this folder is opened, can you see there is a second last file available and it is a jar file? Please check. Have you done till this part? Everyone, have you done till this part? Able to locate MySQL connector jar file? Yes. After extraction, this MySQL connector jar file is something that we require exactly. This MySQL connector jar file is something that we require exactly. See, now what you need to do, again come back to our earlier friend, that is STS, and into the STS, now you have to create one more project. And one different thing that I wanted to discuss you, if any scholar is facing difficulty with STS, that it is running extremely slow, it is painfully slow, then do just one thing. Clicking on help, then go to about Spring Tool Suite 4. After clicking on this, check the version. If you are having version 4.17, then in the version 4.17, there is some problem. Language background processes are there that are making it very, very slow. What you have to do to get rid of version 1.4.17, just directly click on check on update and install all the updates. Your problem will be sorted. Clear, everybody? This is one problem that many scholars were facing. One or two reported also. Now, let me create a project. File, new, simple Java project I will create. Name of the Java project I am writing is SB101 block SB101 block 25, and I'm writing JDBC example 1. Project is created. Project is created. Everyone, you are getting the same structure also. You can do this exercise with me. It will help you a lot. You can do the same exercise with me. It will help you a lot. Project is created. Once you have done with creating the project, now do one more thing. Now do one more thing. Into the SB1 block 25, do right click on the new, and you are supposed to create a new folder. The name of the folder you can write down as lib or library. Click on finish. Once again, I am repeating. You need to right click on the project. There is option available new. Within the new, you need to click on folder. Name of the folder you have to type is liblib, then click on finish. Once you click on finish, then the lib folder is available to you. Is that okay? Have you done with creating folder? Yes, it is. Okay. Now go to MySQL connector folder. From this MySQL connector folder, please copy this MySQL connector jar file. After copying, please come to STS and do the right click on lib, then paste here. Simple copy paste. You can use Control C, Control V also. You can use Control C, Control V also. Have you done with this? Within the lib folder, you have to paste MySQL connector jar file. You have to paste MySQL connector jar file. Okay. So once I'm doing right click on the project, you are not supposed to do this exercise. Show in, then clicking on System Explorer. Project is available, lib is available. Within the lib, MySQL connector jar file is available. Now, what is the advantage of putting the jar file here? The advantage of putting the jar file is that if I make zip file of this project, and let's say that I upload this file on Google Drive. Now, if you are downloading the same project, then MySQL jar file will automatically be available to you. Yes or no? Getting everybody? That's why I used to do this. I used to create a lib folder within the project, and within the lib folder, I used to put the jar file. The advantage is that in future, if I am migrating this project from my system to some other system, then again, I do not have to fight for the libraries. All the libraries are automatically available in my folder. Is that okay? Why I did this exercise? So now your file is available, but so far, Mr. JVM do not know anything about this file. So far, Mr. JVM do not know anything about this file. If you wanted to let Mr. JVM know about this file, then you have to do one minor exercise. The minor exercise is, first of all, do right click on this project, then go to the build path, and within the build path, you need to go to configure build path. Please take a screenshot. Please take a screenshot. Right click on the project, then build path, and under the build path, go to the last option, that is configure build path. Have you taken a screenshot of this? Have you taken a screenshot of this? No update on my side. What happened? That's good. Once you have clicked on the configure build path, then after clicking on configure build path, go to directly library tag. After going into the library tag, click on the class path. And after clicking on the class path, then you need to click on add jar. Please take a screenshot. Please take a screenshot. Done, everybody? That's good. That's good. Then after clicking on add jar, can you see that by default your project is selected? Then within your project, go to the lib folder, and within the lib folder, select the MySQL connector jar file, and then you need to click on OK. Once again, please click on, once again, please take a screenshot. Once again, please take a screenshot. Done. Click on OK. After clicking on OK, then click on apply and close. After clicking on apply and close, please check the SB101 block 25 JDBC. Can you see below the JRE? Reference library is available, and within this reference library, MySQL connector jar file is displayed to you. Yes or no? Yes, it is. So if this is done, so now your Mr. JVM is aware that some external library is also what you are going to use. So copying into the lib folder is a different thing, and attaching to the class path is a different thing. Is that okay? Have you done, everybody? Yes, it is. So you can see that all that processes are written here. All that processes are written here. To import the jar file into your Eclipse or STS, they are almost 100% same. Don't worry. Follow the following steps. Copy the jar file into the lib folder of project. Done. Right click on your project, select the build path, then click on configure build path. Click on the library, then click on add jar, select the jar file from your project, then click on apply and OK. Same process we have done. Same process we have done. Okay. So now, okay, sir, jar file is connected. Now it is next job is to connect to database. How many of you have watched pre-class video of today? Hardly 15%. And those who have done, I think they are aware that how to connect to MySQL database. For them, it is going to be very easy. It is going to be, you can say, that kind of revision. Those who have not done, definitely they have to pay some good amount of attention, and they can face difficulty also. So pre-class is something that you understand. For this block particularly, it is turning extremely important, but well. So everyone, it's 1:10, and now it's break for you for 5 minutes. Okay. Then I will teach you how to connect to database using JDBC. Oh, after break, everybody ready for connection with the database? Very simple steps are there that you need to follow whenever you wanted to connect to database. Why is not clear? Everyone, audio, video, screen. All three signals okay? Clear now? That's good. So see, now I'm going to tell you about the steps to connect to database management system from Java. First of all, within the SRC, let me create a package. Name of the package that exactly I am writing is, let's say, com.masaischool.demo. Let's say within this demo, control N, I'm writing a class. Name of the class that I'm writing is demo main, and then hitting enter. Thereafter, writing about the main method. After writing about the main method, now see, there are broadly two steps there to connect to database. The very first step is load the driver class. The very first step is to load the driver class. And if I'm talking about the second number step, then the second number step is to get connection object using driver manager class. These are the basically two steps available. So please focus on the VBT. The very first thing is register the driver class using following method. The name of the method is public static void for name string fully qualified class name throws class not found exception. What is the name of class? Name of the class is class itself. What is the name of method? For name. What type of method it is? Static. So simple logic. Can I call a static method using class name? Can I call a static method using class name? Yes, it is. So I have to write down here class dot for name. Within the class dot for name, what I have to mention? I have to mention FQCN. This FQCN actually stands for fully qualified class name. But now the thing arises that, sir, what class do I need to load? So I will say that you need to load driver class that is defined in MySQL package. So coming to reference library, coming to MySQL connector jar, expanding. After expanding, can you see that there is a package available com.mysql.cj.jdbc? Within this com.mysql.cj.jdbc, can you see there is a class available? Name of class is called driver.class. So overall the point is we have to write down com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. Second part, can you see that this is throwing a exception and name of the exception is called class not found exception. The name of the exception that is called class not found exception. And if I'm talking about Mr. class not found exception, then you can see that yes, class not found exception is a subclass of exception class. So can I say this is a checked exception? Yes or no? Yes, it is. And whenever a method throw checked exception, then definitely calling of such method must be within the try catch block. Remember? Or the method has to rethrow the same exception again. So this time, initially, for example, let's say, okay, let me write down the try catch. So everyone, step number one is clear to all. Only that one line. Yes or no? And you have to copy paste it. If you wanted to make connection 10 times, then you have to copy paste the same line for the 10 times, no problem. Okay. So what exactly happening here? First of all, the driver related main class will be loaded into primary memory. Driver related main class object will be created and the driver object will be registered with the driver manager class. Step number 2, connect to database using following method of driver manager class. Let us talk about the driver manager class. Let us talk about the driver manager class. Within the java.sql package, within the java.sql package, if I'm talking about the list of classes, then among the list of classes, can you see driver manager is available here? And driver manager is a class. And can you see that all the methods of the driver manager classes are static method? So definitely we can call the method using class name also. Yes, it is. The method is available. The name of method is called get connection method, static method. The first parameter that I have to pass is URL. The second parameter I have to pass is username. The third parameter I have to pass is password. It is going to throw a type of exception. The exception is going to be SQL exception. Let me define some variable. The first variable is for URL. Second variable is available for username. Third variable is available for password. When you installed MySQL, then did you remember initially you set up one account, possibly with the username root, password root? Yes, the same credential that you have provided at the time of installation of MySQL, you have to provide them. Clear it is? For the URL, you need to write down a fixed value. The value is going to be jdbc colon mysql colon double slash. Then you have to mention localhost colon 3306 dash. After dash, then you have to mention name of database here. You have to mention name of database here. So let me do one thing. Let me create a database, or let's say that I wanted to connect to same database, that is SB101 block number 25. But I will have to create one table. The name of the table is employee. Better to create a new database. So I'm writing create database SB101. Hmm. Create database from STS. Yes, you can create. Yes, you can create. No problem. So right now, initially I'm taking name of this database and copying this name of database directly here. So URL, username and password. Is that clear? Same data you have to copy every time. About this colon 3306, this is optional portion. If you are writing, then it is okay. If you are omitting, still it is okay. No problem. Because 3306 is the default port number for MySQL. So no problem. If you are writing, then okay. If you are not writing, still no problem. So three data I have defined. Now this time, using the driver manager class, I have to call the method. The name of the method is called getConnection method. First parameter is URL, second parameter is username, and third parameter is password. And this is going to provide us an object of connection. This is going to provide us an object of connection. And you can see that getConnection method, it is throwing a type of exception. The name of the exception is called SQL exception. So I think you are already aware about the fact that we can write down more than one type of exception using single vertical bar operator. Yes or no? Everybody see. If everything is okay. See, simple, can I say you are here means everything is okay, i.e. connection is established. Can I say this thing? And second thing, you are here means actually something went wrong. Yes or no? Hmm? So will it be good to print the message connection successful? But here, it will be good to print the message connection failed. Yes or no? Yes, it is. Okay. Let us try to run this code. Alt Shift X J. Please see the message on console. Can you see message? Connection successful. Yes, it is in the first attempt. The connection is successful. No problem. This is a fixed code that you have to write down. So whenever you wanted to connect your Java application to database, the very first thing you have to do is you need to write down class.foundname com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. The second thing that you have to do is you need to call the getConnection method using the driver manager class. And while writing the driver manager class, you have to specify username, password, and URL. And these are the value you can change according to your own device. Okay, sir, connection is open. What if I wanted to close the connection? I will say that closing the connection is very, very easy. If you wanted to close the connection, then using the connection object, you need to call the close method. You need to call the close method. So here you can put the message connection closed also. Connection closed also. Can you see that this close method is throwing an exception, that is SQL exception? And because it is throwing SQL exception, so nothing, it will handle. Let me try to run it again. Alt Shift X J. Connection opened successfully and connection closed successfully. Is that okay? That's good. That's good. First part is done. First part is done. So how to make connection with the database? This is something that is I have already told you. Second thing, sir, question is connection is created. Now how to fire the SQL query? This is the ultimate question that we have. Yes, I will tell you that how to fire the query. And whenever we are talking about firing the query, then to fire the query, we will talk about the two different interfaces. One of the interface whose name is statement, and another is also available whose name is prepared statement. These are the two different things that are available. So now listen. First of all, what is a connection? A connection is a session between Java application and database. It helps to establish connection with the database. Second, the connection interface is a factory of statement, prepared statement, and database metadata, IA. An object of connection can be used to get the object of statement and database metadata. Third point, the connection interface provide many methods for transaction management, etc., etc. So these are the some methods of connection interface. Can you see? Create a statement method is there. Prepared statement method is there. Commit, rollback, auto commit, save point. Did you remember transactions? Hmm. So shall I take one example? Shall I take one example of, let's say, some insert operation, some update operation, or some delete operation? Okay. So let me create a table first. Yet you can create table from the JDBC also. Nothing special. But let me create a table here. So for example, coming to Mr. Notepad, I'm writing here create table. Name of the table, let's say I'm writing is employee. The first thing that we want is EMP where care size we are writing is 4, and I wanted to make it a primary key. Second thing, I'm talking about name of the employee where care size 20. I wanted to make it not null. Third number point. Let's say that I'm talking about salary, and salary is we are maintaining annually, and I'm writing the data type decimal. After writing decimal, I'm writing it, let's say that 4 comma 2. Default value if you wanted to mention, let's say it is 0.0. This is the third data available. Fourth point that I wanted to mention is, let's say that we are talking about joining date. For the joining date, definitely the data type is going to be of date type and semicolon. Salary we are maintaining in lakhs per annum. Salary we are maintaining in lakhs per annum. So for example, let's say that if somebody is having the package of 10.0, then definitely we have to store only 10.0, not 10 lakh completely. Getting my point? Why I have used decimal 4 comma 2? Okay, coming here, right click, hitting enter, and then I'm writing DESC. Name of the table that I'm writing is employee. So table is created here. Now once the table is created, so definitely the next part that I have to do is, shall I write down an insert query from JDBC? Will it be a good practice? Yes, it is. Okay. So initially, database connection is successful. Code to close the connection is also written here. And okay. Now next step, you wanted to fire the query. If you wanted to fire the query, then again fixed number of steps are available. First thing, you need to get an object of connection class. You need to get an object of connection class. Just a second, one scholar is having one query and I am going to discuss with. So first number step, you need to get an object of statement class. But before actually getting the object of the statement class, first actually create SQL statement as a string object. Create SQL statement as a string value will be good to say. Second, get object of statement interface for the query created above. Then step number three, if the SQL is a DDL statement, then you have to call execute update method. Then you have to call execute update method. Let me call it 3.1 and 3.2. If it is a DRL statement, then definitely you have to call another method. The name of the another method is called execute query method. Name of the another method is called execute query method. In case of statement, there is a flexibility that you can change the step number 1 and 2, no problem. It doesn't matter what you are writing, step number 1 or 2, it doesn't matter. So if it is DML statement or if it is DDL statement, then you have to call execute update method. And if I'm talking about the signature of the execute update method, then you can see it is accepting the SQL query, but it is returning a integer result for you. On the other hand, if I'm talking about the execute query, in case of execute query also, we have to write down somewhat like this also. Once you have done, then definitely finally you have to close the connection. Shall I proceed one by one, everybody? How to fire the query? Okay. So first of all, from the object of connection, there is a method available. Can you see name of the method? Create a statement method. So you have to call the create statement method. And in case of the create statement method, statement equal to connection dot create statement. This is step number 1. Now please check. Can you see statement is available in com.mysql also? Statement is available in java.sql also. Many of the time scholars getting confused to which I have to write down import statement. So writing import statement for com.mysql is a heinous crime. Please do not do this. Always you have to import class and interface from java.sql package. Getting my point? Into the list of import keyword, I do not want even a single import from com.mysql. Never do this. It's a crime because ultimately your portability will be affected. Always you have to work with what package? Java.sql package. I hope you are getting my point, why I am saying this. So statement is created here. Then definitely create a SQL statement as a string value. Next thing, create SQL statement for string value. So for example, let's say I am writing a string. Let's say that I am writing here insert query equal to double quotation insert into. What is the name of the table? Name of the table is employee 10. Do I need to specify column list? Not exactly. Then I'm writing here values here. So while writing the values here, the very first value that I need to write down is for the employee ID. Let's say for the employee ID, the value that I'm writing is E001. Next thing I need to write down is the name of the employee. Let's say that the name of the employee that I'm writing is ABC. Next thing I am writing is the salary of the employee. Salary of the employee, let's say I am writing is 15.25. The last thing that I need to write down is the joining date. The joining date, let's say I am writing 2023-01-01. Is that clear, everybody? I think insert query, there will be no problem. Yes or no? And definitely you can use either single quotation or the double quotation mark. But the problem is that double quotation is already started here. So better to use single quotation inside. It will be easier to write down the query in this manner. Step number 2 is also completed. Now let me come to the step number 3. So while talking about the step number 3, if it is DML or DDL statement, then we have to use execute update method. So if I'm talking about the insert query, then needless to say that it is a DML statement. And because it's a DML statement, so definitely I have to call execute update method. Yes or no? Yes, it is. So simple logic, using this statement, we are calling the execute update. And while calling the execute update, we are writing insert query. And definitely this is going to provide me number of records inserted total. This will provide me total number of records inserted. So what point I am writing here, if total number of records inserted, if they are more than 0, then can I say that record inserted successfully? Yes or no? Everyone, okay? It will give you a message that is record inserted successfully. If this is not the case, then you should write down the message that not able to insert the record or record not inserted. This is what actually we have to write down. Finally, closing connection is there. Shall I try to execute it? Shall I execute it? No reply. Everybody is feeling scared. Alt Shift X and J. Connection successful. Record inserted successfully and connection closed. Let me come here and I'm writing here select star from. What is the name of table? Name of table is employee. Please check if it is working. Okay. Everyone, clear it is? So overall the mantra is that these are the fixed statements. These are the fixed statement. So again, once again doing the summarization. The summarization is that the very first thing is class dot for name, class dot for name. So very first thing, if you wanted to make connection to the database, step number 1, you have to load driver. If you wanted to load the driver, then you need to write down class dot for name com dot mysql dot cj dot jdbc dot driver. Fixed line, always copy paste. Second number, get connection using the driver manager. Fixed line, always copy paste. Then if you wanted to fire the query, then first of all, you need to get the object of statement interface. Yes. Second number, then you need to create an insert query. Yes. After creating the insert query, then you need to call the execute update statement. Yes, because it's a DML statement. It is actually giving you number of records that are inserted or number of records that are affected. If it is more than 0, then record inserted successfully. Otherwise, record not inserted. So this is one example available. Any one of you, if you are having any doubt in this example, feel free to ask, please. Shall I take one more example? If everything okay? Yes, it is. And this time, shall I take example with user input? This time, shall I take example with user input? I think it will be good. Yes or no? So let us write down. Let us write down one more example. Everyone, one thing that actually I wanted to tell you repeatedly on the chat message, I'm receiving the query that sir, please create table using STS using JDBC. And repeatedly, I'm writing the same answer that please watch the pre-class recording that we have released in day 7. In the pre-class recording of day 7, create table using the statement interfaces already demonstrated. And it shows the pity condition of the batch that more than 90% of the scholars are not watching pre-class or they are not watching pre-class properly. I don't know what to do in this condition. Why you people are not taking pre-class seriously? Means the situation is turning actually pathetic. I don't know what to do now. So now I'm talking about the update statement. Now I'm talking about the update statement. Control N, creating one more class. The name of the class that, for example, let's say I'm writing this time is update main. Okay. Into the update main again. For example, let's say that I'm writing main method. And after writing the main method, let me write down some specific things. First of all, everybody, because this time I need to take user input. So definitely to take input user, I have to write down scanner sc equal to new scanner. And then I have to write down system dot. Yes, it is. And thereafter, it's good to close the scanner also. Yes, it is closed. No problem. After closing the scanner, after closing the scanner, now I'm writing here, let's say that SC. Okay, sorry. First of all, definitely I need to create connection. And if I wanted to create connection, then everyone, without wasting time, isn't it a good habit to copy paste whatever we can reuse? Yes or no? I think nobody disagree with me. Everybody agree with me. And even you can also do the copy paste, no problem. But make sure to change the database credentials. Otherwise you will get some dhamadham. So try block is there, catch block is there. So correction is done. Now let me write down code to take user input. So I'm writing here system.out.println. The very first thing that we are writing here is, let's say that enter employee ID. After employee ID, then I wanted to take input employee name. After employee name, then I have to take input annual salary. Annual salary. And after the annual salary, then finally the thing that I wanted to have is joining date. Okay. So far, no input is practically taken. And if I wanted to take input, then there is nothing special. The nothing special is that just I am writing a string emp id equal to sc dot next. Okay. Let's say that we are taking name input, and to take the name input, again we are writing sc dot next. Second thing, for the annual salary, definitely we can talk about next double. This is what actually annual salary is. Then finally, if I wanted to take input local date, then everybody initially, let's say that I'm taking date input in the form of a string right now, but shortly I will switch, don't worry. So this time I'm writing sc dot next again, and definitely the joining date has to be provided in the form of ymd. So is it good to write down the format something like this? Yes or no? Perfect. Input is taken. And after taking the input, first of all, to fire the query, first of all, get the object of connection interface. Yes, it is taken. Statement number 2. The statement number 2 is that I wanted to create the SQL statement. And definitely to create the SQL statement, I am writing SQL. And this time it is going to be an update query equal to double quotation mark. Then I am writing update. What is the name of table? Employee. Set. Definitely employee ID is something that cannot be updated. What exactly the data we can update? We can update name, salary, and joining date. So overall the data that I'm writing is set name equal to. Here I need to put the value from employee name variable. Similarly, for the salary, I need to put the value from annual salary, comma. Similarly, for the joining date, I'm going to have the value from joining date column. And finally, we have to write down where EMP ID equal to, then I need to provide the value from the variable EMP ID. But right now, first of all, query is incorrect because variable name I cannot write down within the double quotation mark. And definitely whenever you are writing any variable name within the double quotation mark, then it will be printed as it is. Agree with my point? Yes, it is. Okay, second number point. If I'm talking about the EMP name, then definitely EMP name is going to be a string value. And whatever string value you are passing to the SQL, it must be within the single quotation or the double quotation mark. Make sense? Yes, it is. So now I'm going to tell you the short trick how to do this job. Very easy it is. See, after name, I need to put the value of EMP name. So very simple. First of all, 2 times single quotation. Then within the single quotation, 2 time double quotation. After the 2 time double quotation, then 2 time plus symbol. And within the plus symbol, you need to put the variable name. Same thing. I have to repeat for joining date also. Yes or no? Because joining date is a rate and date and string value must be within the quotation mark. Again, see, pair of single quotation, pair of double quotation, pair of plus symbol, and then you need to write down joining date here. Okay. Same thing is applicable for employee ID also. Again, 2 time single quotation, 2 time double quotation, 2 time plus symbol, then definitely we have to put employee ID here. Is that okay, everybody? How to proceed? Yes, it is. Finally, if I'm talking about annual salary, then annual salary is a double value. If you are writing within the quotation mark, then it is okay. If you are not writing within the quotation mark, then it is okay. So what to do? Let's say simple directly double quotation, then directly 2 time plus symbol. And after the 2 time plus symbol, then you have to write down annual salary also. Is that okay? Once, shall I try to print this query? I think it will be a good thing to try to print this query so that we can verify if the query is perfectly okay or not. So initially, let's say that connection is something that is not useful for me. So initially, I am making connection related step as comment. My focus is only to print the query. My focus is only to print the query, nothing else. Oh, lot of problems are there. Let the connection be there. Let the connection be there. Finally, actually, we can close the connection here. That is what actually we can do. Okay. Alt Shift X J. Alt Shift X J. The very first thing I have to enter employee ID. I am writing E001. Employee name, for example, we are writing BCD. Annual salary, for example, we are writing 20.25. Joining date, for example, we are writing is 2015th of February 2023. And I am hitting enter. After hitting the enter, can you see one thing? Update employee set. Name equal to BCD. Salary equal to 20.0. Joining date equal to 15 February 2023, where employee ID equal to E001. Just for the sake of checking, I am writing this query here. I am writing this query here, hitting enter. Successful everything? Yes or no? Query is okay. So here, how exactly this takes place, just please try to understand. First of all, everybody, let's say that value for EMP ID I provided is 001. Value for EMP name, let's say that I'm providing is BCD. Value for annual salary, let's say I have provided is 20.25. Value for joining date, let's say I'm providing is uh, this one, let's say. So first of all, whatever that is available within the double quotation mark, it will be provided as it is, yes or no? Whatever within the double quotation mark, it is printed on the console as it is, or it will be provided to database as it is. Make sense? Yes, it is. Then definitely, so let me collect whatever within the double quotation mark. Let me collect only. Now, what is the next job? The next job is pull the variable value. What is the value of EMP name? It is BCD. It will be within the single quotation mark. Perfect. What is the value of salary? It is 20.25. It will be available here. What is the value of joining date? Definitely the value of joining date is 10th of January 2023. What is the value of EMP ID? Value of EMP ID is E001. Please check if query is properly formatted or not. Yes, it is. So now trick is clear. 2 times single quotation, 2 times double quotation, 2 times plus symbol, then variable name. This is the easiest way to write down this dynamic query. Shall I continue further? Till this part, if anybody is having any doubt, feel free to ask, please. So finally statement is available, and once the statement is available to us, then finally it will be good to call the execute update method. Yes, it is. So let's say that we are calling the execute update method. In the execute update method, we are passing the update query, and after passing the update query, so we are writing if statement dot execute update if this part is more than 0. If this part is more than 0, then can I say that record updated successfully? Yes, it is. If this is not the case, then definitely we can say that record not updated. Record not updated. And finally, closing of the connection is there and everything is done. So how to write down dynamic query? Is that clear? Nothing special. Just we have to do string operation. Rest everything is same as what we were doing. Shall I try? Yes, let me try. Enter the employee ID. The employee ID we are writing is E001. Employee name, for example, I am writing is CDE. Annual salary, let's say that I am writing is 10.25. Joining date, let's say I am writing 2023, but 1st of January. Before hitting enter, once I am writing here, select star from employee. So right now all data is available. Name is BCD, salary is 20.25, joining date is 15 Feb. Then here, let's say that I am hitting enter. After hitting enter, it says record updated successfully. Let us cross check here. Is it actually updated? Is it actually updated? Yes, it is. So update query is working fine. Yes or no? Yes, it is. So I think you can now perform database related operations, and whatever I have covered apart from MySQL today, that is JDBC, this will not be part of your evaluation. We will consider this into your evaluation next week. Okay. Now please go to course platform, find the lecture link. There is a feedback form available and fill the feedback form properly. Once you have filled the feedback form, then type 1 on the chat and then you can leave the meeting. This is something that very easy step or easiest step of this lecture that you can do right now. After this,
Sir, but
mhm,
hello.
yes, Anand.
Yes, sir, actually, 25 people have filled a weak point form that we have
Yes, they
collected
have to
today.
fill the form.
So
Everyone,
I want
tomorrow is your,
response
yes.
from rest of the
Everyone,
people.
tomorrow is your PSC. Please make the most of this. What you are waiting for? Fill that form also. Anand, keep
I
track if the
have
number is
shared the
increasing or
feedback
not.
form right away.
Hmm. Once again, provide the link of the form on the chat. Those
Please,
who have
yes.
not filled, please fill it again. If you are feeling that PSC is not required, then tomorrow I can take regular lecture also. No problem.
That will be fine.
Filled it? That's good. That's good. PSC is important. So please fill this form. Make the most of this PSC.
Let me check like how many of you filled it now.
Yes, please. Update the counting.
Only one people has filled it. It is 26 now. Previously it was 25. Now it is 26. Please everyone, I don't know like why are you not filling the form? It is very important to fill. Only like previously it was 25, right now it is 29. Only 4 people responded here.
What happened all? Please fill. You have to fill two forms. You have to fill daily feedback also, as well as you have to fill PSC weak point form also. Two forms are there that you have to fill. What happened, batch? Feedback form is available on LMS portal, and this week topic form is available on Google form. I don't think there should be any confusion in this.
I'm sharing again if you have don't find it, so please check it again.